What is up, everyone? Oscar here with a new video. Before I get into it though, I'd like to remind you all to like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this video, and turn on post notifications so that way you guys know when I drop a new video. So let's get into it. So it's This video is going to be talking about the Washington football team versus the New York Giants, keys to the game. And there's going to be quite a few more keys to the game than what there usually is. Just because the Rams game was just terrible. It was horrible to watch, I honestly don't know why, I watched the full game, but it was very tough to watch, the offense and the offensive line play on Sunday, but let's get into it. So the first key is the offensive line needs to play better, and I'll give you guys some news here. Sadiq Charles is going to be starting at left guard, so hopefully, Sadiq Charles, if you guys don't know, is one of our fourth round picks from this year. Was out the last few games with injury, but he is back, and hopefully he plays way better than Wes Martin, and hopefully he can make John Christian look better. Hopefully. Our offensive line as a whole needs to play better. We gave up so many sacks in the Rams game that it wasn't even funny. Aaron Donald had a field day on Sunday. So that's the first key. Our offensive line needs to play better. And here's the thing: no disrespect to the Giants, but the Giants do not have key pass rushers. They do not have a pass rush. They have maybe like somewhat good, linebackers and stuff like that, but they cannot generate a pass rush for all they're worth. That is one thing. So if our offensive line can hold up with what the Giants throw at us, I think that Kyle Allen should have time to get it out to J.D. McKissic, Antonio Gibson, whoever's there. Maybe throw it to Terry McLaurin, because our offensive line again did not play. It was garbage on Sunday. So hopefully, our offensive line with Sadiq Charles starting. Very excited to see him play on Sunday. Hopefully he can, help this offensive line. So that's the first key. Our offensive line needs to give Kyle Allen time, because even though Kyle Allen only played through the first half or something like that, and they really couldn't generate anything for Alex Smith either when Alex Smith played. So that's the first key. Offensive line needs to step up, protect Kyle Allen, so that way Kyle Allen can go through his reads, go through the best options to get rid of the football. The next key: feed our key players. Feed Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissic, and Terry McLaurin. And something I did like, even though it was a horrible game last week, we were able to feed we were able to feed J.D. McKissic some, but because again our offensive line was just horrible, we kept on getting negative play. We would do checkdowns. So that's one thing. We need to feed more of. We need to feed. What's his name? Terry McLaurin. Although the Giants secondary, I was talking about their front seven earlier and saying that their pass rush is next like nothing, maybe near non-existent. I want to give them credit where credit is due. At least their secondary is good. James Bradberry is playing up to his contract. So I would not be surprised if James Bradberry, keeps Terry McLaurin silent. So throughout, parts of the game, but if we can find a way to get it to Terry McLaurin, get some touchdowns, get some yardage, keep drives alive, I just hope that that could be enough. Again, the Giants secondary is it's better than what we expected it to be. I'll give it that much. That is their strength of their defense, is their secondary. Even though their defense is meh, but their secondary is pretty good. Next key to the game: do not fall behind early. That is the key thing I that we're facing. You know, Washington, I think, is like 80 point. You know, their defense has allowed 80 something points, or maybe even 90 now. I can't remember. Um, in the first half, we cannot allow a lot of points to be scored. In the first half, if we can keep the points to a minimum, that'll be good. You know, if we can stay in this game, we have a chance to win. You know, the Giants' offense, Daniel Jones, um, and that offense, you know, they're missing key players. Slayton is a really good wide receiver. Golden Tate is a corpse. Their run game is close to non-existent, even though Wayne Gallman and can't remember who else is on that running team. Devontae Freeman, you know, they have not, you know, Saquon Barkley is out for the season. So, you know, if we can stop the run game, you know, our secondary is garbage. You know, Landon Collins, you know, can't, you know, stop players to run by running past him for all he's worth on that safety position. So, you know, if we can find a way to, you know, keep the game close in that first half and not let our secondary and our, you know, get burnt, then I think we can make this a close game. That is the next key. We need to, you know, make this get our offense to score often, you know. That is something that our offense, you know, hasn't been able to do through the first half. Not scoring often. You know, we were up 7-6 at the end of the first quarter against the Rams, but other than that was pretty much it. Other than the field goal, you know, that on that drive that Alex Smith, you know, produced after the turnover, you know, that was it for the Washington football team. They could not score a touchdown after that. So, you know, our offense needs to score points. That is the next key. So keys on the defense. Like I said, our front seven, the offensive line for the Giants is a little suspect. So our front seven, Montez Sweat, Chase Young, need to get to Danny Jones. Or Daniel Jones. I'm not gonna call him Daniel Fumbles. You know, I respect, you know, guys like that. You know, even though, you know, some YouTubers call him Danny Fumbles. But for some reason, you know, Daniel Jones always, you know, is able to, you know, make Washington look bad. So I'm gonna give some respect there. So, you know, but we do need to, you know, get to Daniel Jones, sack him, strip him. You know, he cannot protect the football. He cannot. He either fumbles it or throws an interception. If we can bring the heat to Daniel Jones, we can force him to make mistakes. And again, our defense can capitalize on those, and then our offense can, you know, punch it in, you know, however way they would like. So, you know, that's the key, number one key on our defense. Our front seven need to get to Daniel Jones. Our secondary needs to play better. No more of the, you know, Landon Collins missing tackle, you know, Troy Apke being trash. You know, Kendall Fuller has stepped up. Has 3 interceptions in 2 games. So Kendall Fuller, you know, has stepped up. So, you know, if he can step up even further and force, you know, turnovers, get some interceptions, maybe force some fumbles, punch the ball out, force some incompletions. Maybe, again, our defense needs to play a lot better. Remember that Eagles game, our front seven, you know, was the key to victory that game. So if our front seven, you know, can bring the heat, force Daniel Jones to, you know, turn the football over, fumble or interceptions, you know, our defense can pretty much, you know, set up our offense. So that is, you know, the keys on defense. Special teams. So Joe Judge is another special teams guy. You know, he's a former special teams coach off of the coaching tree of Bill Belichick. You know, he, you know, was able to pull off something against the Cowboys, even though it got called off. So be aware that, because it did happen to us with the Ravens. And if you guys don't know, John Harbaugh is a former special teams guy as well. So, be prepared for Joe Judge to pull, something special teams wise, because that is, his realm. So our special teams needs to, step up. Dustin Hopkins missed a 50-plus yard field goal with the Rams. He needs to make those to make this game closer. So, again, special teams needs to step up and be alert as well, because Joe Judge is a special teams guy. So that is the keys to the victory, guys. Again, the offense needs to score. Feed Terry McLaurin and feed Antonio Gibson. Offensive line needs to play better, not allow Kyle Allen to get sacked. Again, because our offensive line gave up so many sacks against the Rams. Our front seven needs to get to Daniel Jones, force turnovers, force sacks. Get the Giants on third down and third and longs and all those. Our defense is way much better than Dallas is. And I'll get into that here at the end of this video. I have a surprise for you guys coming up next week, but I'll talk about that here at the end of this video. So, hopefully, we can make this game, close. I'll get into score predictions here soon. Another key for the defense is our secondary needs to prevent the big play. Slay is a really good wide receiver, but if, we can contain him, Golden Tate is not all that good. So if we can contain, their receiving core, then I guarantee you that we can, definitely, be able to, get the ball back for our offense. Our defense needs to be, needs to play good here in this game. So, those are the keys to the game. And, of course, special teams, we just need to be alert for Joe Judge to not, execute, a fake punt or a fake field goal on us. Because, again, that is his realm. Dustin Hopkins needs to, make field goals and not miss them. So, all in all, I believe that this could be a close game. It has been close the last couple of times. Well, it was close last time we faced them. It was 41-35, but that's because our, both defenses were horrible. This time the defenses are a tad bit respectable. So I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I think Washington wins this, even though it can go either way, just because both teams are garbage. But I think Washington can win this. Keep New York score winless, hopefully. So I say Washington wins maybe 20-17 or 19-16. I say it's a 3-point win for Washington. So and that'll get us back on track. That'll put us at 2-4 heading into Dallas next week. And like I said, I have a surprise rooting for you guys, and I'll give you guys some hints. I'll talk more about this on my post-game reaction on Sunday after the Washington Giants game goes final. But I will for my video next week I'll be having a special guest on my channel. You guys have seen him on No Nonsense before. Jason Alamillo, who's a Cowboys fan. He's not a Cowboys YouTuber. I'm trying to convince him to do sports on his channel. But hopefully, with this conversation that we're going to have here next week, I can convince him to do so. But he's better known as Political Podcast, but his name is Jason Alamillo. I'll be having him at some point next week on my channel. Don't know when that video will be posted, but I know that we will be discussing things next week with him and his father. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, again, like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this video, turn on post notifications. Tomorrow, Real Madrid, La Liga is back. So tomorrow, there's a little bit of conflict in scheduling with their games. I'm going to be a little busy, so maybe if I can find a way to record the game or find a repeat of the game, I can watch the game in full. But expect a video late tomorrow. I'm not going to record things, right off the bat after, because I usually, record things when the game is final. But tomorrow expect a video late, just because I would need to catch up on things that I missed, because I am gonna miss a majority of the game tomorrow. But other than that, I will see you guys here next time, again tomorrow at some point, Sunday, for my post game reaction and more details regarding next week's video with Jason will come soon. Like I said, like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.